Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Jupiter in conjunct Pluto in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects of the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Jupiter in conjunct Pluto in a natal chart, well, one way it may manifest is that it could be about an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, that may be needed between expanding horizons, which is Jupiter, and just obliterating things in general, obliterating matters, which is Pluto, whether it's a relationship or business or career or what have you. And the thing is, one or the other may be overemphasized. The key is to find balance and equilibrium between the two. Now, it could be that you're just so dominated at times by, trying to just keep expanding horizons and going outside the box that you don't, devote the time necessarily to obliterating matters, things that need to come to an end. Or it could be that you're so busy, trying to end things that you're not, really overly concerned about expanding horizons. It could be where you're ending so many things to the expense of expanding horizons. So again, the key is to find that balance, the harmony, and equilibrium with the energy. Now, let's say if you have Pluto in Capricorn in the 10th house, it may be constantly, just obliterating, businesses or careers, to the, where it may be, or to the expense of expanding horizons. If you have, let's say, Jupiter is in Sagittarius as an example, you may often expand horizons. It could be, a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm and optimism. And it could be, doing things like publishing, advertising, sports, the outdoors, camping, religion, as some examples. Now, also, too, another way Jupiter in conjunct Pluto may be expressed in the natal chart is there may be an imbalance, which is the inconjunct between activities that are associated with in-laws and foreigners, which is Jupiter, and your intimate connections, which is Pluto. You may be dominated by one or the other. It could be where, in-laws and foreigners, may monopolize your time to the expense of your intimate connections, or it could be the other way around, where your intimate connections and relationships may dominate or monopolize your time to the expense of the activities that are associated with in-laws and foreigners. Now, again, it's about finding, that balance, the harmony, the equilibrium with the energy, because inconjuncts in astrology can often be about very strong vacillation and distortion of energy. Now, the thing is, if you have, let's say, Jupiter is in Aries as an example, one or more in-laws or foreigners that are prominent in your life, may actually be an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that may be, militant, aggressive, assertive, combative, forceful, courageous, fearless, but may also be impulsive, impetuous, abrupt, and very, outspoken, and disputatious as well. Now, another thing, too, is that you may, Jupiter in conjunct Pluto in a natal chart may also manifest in either having, real tremendous amount of enthusiasm and exuberance, which is Jupiter, in terms of making a major change or transformation, which is Pluto, or there may be none whatsoever. There may be more passive about these things and not express any kind of emotion or enthusiasm or exuberance whatsoever. It may be done, in a more, perfunctory manner. And the thing is, if you have, let's say if Pluto is in the 4th house as an example, major changes and transformations may often be tied in with one's home, family life. It could be tied in with one's traditions or people that the person is close to home with. It could be, again, the transformation of the home, such as home remodeling or renovation. If Pluto is in the 12th house, it could be a transformation, tied in with spirituality or through the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Now, another way this aspect may be expressed is that your intimate connections, which is Pluto, may either be very strongly in agreement with your philosophies and beliefs, which is Jupiter, or they may be completely adversarial to them. Now, if you have Jupiter in Aquarius as an example, your philosophies and beliefs may be unorthodox, unusual. It may be tied in, with astrology or being futuristic, being progressive. Jupiter in Capricorn, philosophies and beliefs may be more, orthodox, conventional. It may be involve, a belief of being, very premeditative, being able to plan ahead, on matters, establishing, good, social status and stature in life as some examples. Now, also, too, Jupiter in conjunct Pluto may also be expressed in either being, exceptionally optimistic, which is Jupiter, in matters pertaining to shared resources, which is Pluto, or you may just be the opposite, extremely pessimistic, regarding them. So you can have, a lot of extreme energy with this. Now, let's say, if Pluto, is in the 6th house as an example, there may be a shared resources connection. It could involve, something that's more prominent in the daily routine. It may be strongly tied in, with health or fitness, one way or the other. Pluto is in the 5th house as another example. Shared resources situation may involve something connected with recreation or sports or fun or amusement. It could be some entertainment, type of, business, as some examples. And also, too, Jupiter in conjunct Pluto may also manifest in where it could be about getting an exorbitant amount of support, which is Pluto, for Jupiter-related matters, which can include higher education or none whatsoever. So there can be times where you might find that people are being extremely supportive, whether it's moral, emotional, monetary support in Jupiterian matters, or there may be times where these people are just completely, apathetic and oblivious, regarding these things. And let's say if you have Jupiter in Taurus as an example, higher education, maybe going about, with a lot of persistence, patience, perseverance, and maybe studying something Taurus related. It could be carpet laying, geology, architecture, agriculture, banking, finance, art, music as some examples. And also, too, this aspect can it could manifest in where it may be very easy or extremely difficult in finding out the truth, which is Jupiter, through deep research and investigation, which is Pluto. Now, it could be, if Jupiter is in Scorpio, it might be regarding something connected with crime or corruption in general. If, or let's say if you have, Pluto in the 11th house, there may be a lot of, deep research and investigation into groups, clubs, organizations, friends. It may often involve, the internet, social media, researching in that manner. And also, you may either be, extremely passionate, which is Pluto, or just, apathetic, regarding, matters pertaining to publishing, advertising, religion, or sports, which is Jupiter. Now, let's say, for example, Jupiter is in Libra. There may be some interest in sports that require balance, such as gymnastics or tennis. Jupiter in Gemini can be enamored with the quick reaction sports, which can include, like badminton, racquetball, table tennis, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.